All right, good to see everybody. Man, it was awesome to get a playoff win. Pretty cool. Really proud of our program, proud of our players, proud of our coaches, just proud of the whole athletic department, just everything about it. It takes a university to win. I will continue to say that. It takes a whole university to win the right way, and to play in playoffs and to do those things. So we've got administrators that want to win, and we've got an athletic department that wants to win, and we got the right people in this building, and we got the right coaches, we got the right kids, and they won a big game Saturday. Obviously, I thought it would be a low-scoring game. I knew they were good on defense. I knew we were good on defense, and that's kind of what we got. I thought our defense played outstanding. Once again, I think we caused, I believe it was 4 turnovers, 3 interceptions and a fumble, I think is what it was. And we did not have a turnover. We're going to win a lot of games like that. It really, it boiled down to that statistic's probably the number one most important thing. Number 2 being, I think they had 49 yards rushing after they'd had 300 yards rushing the previous week. So being able to make them one-dimensional and make a freshman quarterback try to beat you. That kid's a good player, and he's really going to be a good player as he gets older and more experienced. But I felt like if he had to make every single play, that'd be tough on him offensively. And they had 2 great backs that we just didn't let them get going. So defense played outstanding. Offensively, we did enough. We got to be a little more consistent, and that's at every position, and be more physical and compete a little bit better at times. But we did some good things. I thought Ty James played a great game. I mean, he made catches. He made contested catches. He made catches while he was getting hit in the face. And Carter did a good job getting him the ball in a lot of those circumstances. I thought, Al had some good runs. I thought Tyrell Cord showed up a little bit. A freshman running back getting in there and doing some things in a playoff game. So I thought Sawyer Bird at tight end did some good things. Defensively, you can go on Miles Weston. Freshman gets 2 interceptions out there. Huge plays. Obviously, Lance had a pick, and then I'm trying to remember, was it Isaiah Washburn that had the strip sack from behind? So people being around the ball. Ken Stanley continues to play well. Solomon's Bear continues to play well. I thought, they went after Tavion a little bit out at corner, but he held up. They made a play or 2, but that was it. So I felt like we were where we're supposed to be doing what we're supposed to be doing. And when you only give up 7 points, you're going to win a lot of games. So I hate to miss anybody, but I'm proud of our team. Obviously, we got a great challenge. Going to play the number 1 ranked team in the country, and that for a reason. They ain't lost in a long time. Probably since their first game last year, I think it was. So they are really good. It's exciting to go have that opportunity. I've never been to South Dakota. I'm excited to go see what it looks like. Main thing I want from our kids is to go compete their tail off. There's no mission impossibles. You can go win this game. You got to go play your best ball. And if you'll go do that, the ball bounces your way a few times and you'll have a chance. So we certainly respect who they are and how good they are. But I've never gone to a game in my life thinking I was going to get beat. So we're going to go get these guys ready to go this week in practice and prepare to win the game and go up there and throw everything at them we got and have a good time playing football. Questions for me?
What have you seen on film from them so far? How would you say, for some of our fans that have seen our games this year, how would you compare them to some of the teams that we've played so far?
I don't know. We were talking about this morning. They remind you a lot of Furman on steroids a little bit. They're really, defensively. They just they got length and size. They do exactly what they're supposed to do. They fly to the football. They'll hit you. And they just don't make a lot of mistakes, right? And then offensively, the quarterback is a really good player. The backs, the backs. I don't know how many yards he's gained in his career. It's a crazy amount. Obviously, they're humongous up front. Big old long tight ends. It's that kind of deal. That's when you go up there, you're playing against. That's the state school. Okay, that's their FBS programs. So they're going to have some kids that look like that, and they play well, and they're well coached, and they're used to winning. But I'm excited about the opportunity. But that kind of reminds me a little bit of, watching Furman on film. A similar type mentality, similar type length, but probably a little better, but that kind of feel to it.
Obviously, what's been on the mind of everybody, how do you get your team, obviously days like today, with it being a little cooler, help, but how do you get your guys ready for the temperature change and what they're about to go in?
That's a mindset. You got a choice to make. You're either going to go play ball or you're going to let everything affect you. So I'd love to be able to take a snow maker out there and spray it all over the field. And, we'll get us an indoor around here. Daniel Tate's going to get us an indoor around here at some point. We'll get that thing freezing cold in there and make it snow in there and stuff. But it's really, I'm kidding, it's a mindset. You're going to be distracted by that. You've worked this hard for, however long, since January, since you were 5 years old maybe even, and you're going to let things like that be a distraction, then you don't deserve to win. So that's how we're gonna talk about embracing everything about what's getting ready to happen this week. Playing the best team in the country in cold weather, at their place, with the world against you. And that's, I expect our kids to go embrace it.
Good segue as a coach and throughout your career. I mean, do you prefer when you're going to face the top seed, the number one team in the country, defending national champion? Do you prefer as a coach to be in that underdog role rather than going as a favorite?
I'd rather have the best team in the country. But we're playing who we're playing. Sometimes you're seated lower, sometimes you're seated higher. If you want to be seated higher, win all your games. We're in the tournament where anybody can beat anybody. So I really don't care about all that. I just want our kids to go compete and play hard. And certainly they're going to be favored in the game. But how we respond to all those things is hopefully by going and competing our tail off and playing with a chip on our shoulder and with something to prove. Or we can melt. Okay, we can just wither up and go, well, this isn't what I signed up for, and I'm hoping our kids choose to compete. They've chosen to compete so far. I expect them to do it again.
Good afternoon. How's everyone? Good. Any questions?
Coach, talk about Saturday's performance by your defense. Obviously, another good one for them.
Yeah, really good one. We faced a really good offense, and I talked about it last week. I thought Trey Lamb does a really good job with his offense, and he has some really good players. We were worried going in with the quarterback run game. Anytime you add an extra hat into the box, it's tough to fit the run. And I thought our kids did a tremendous job fitting the run, but also I thought we did a tremendous job other than I think it might have been 2 balls, but both balls were contested on the deep ball. So we knew they were going to try to run the ball and take their shots. Our kids did a phenomenal job. And then the last thing, we did create some turnovers. They were much-needed turnovers at the right time. So our kids did a fantastic job. I'm so proud of them, the way they stepped up.
21 turnovers last 8 games. I mean, that's got to make you proud as a defensive coach. But is that what the moniker of this team is right now, or this as far as your defensive team is?
Yeah. I'll be honest. If we don't have those 21 turnovers in 8 games, I don't know if we sitting where we're at now. At the end of the day, I think our offense is doing a good job of not turning the ball over, and we're creating turnovers. And that's a recipe for success. So it's been awesome. It's been great. I hope it continues. But at the end of the day, we got to just take advantage of our opportunities. We should have had 6. Tavion dropped 1, Richie dropped 1. So we just got to take advantage of the opportunities that are given to us.
And you've watched film so far, South Dakota State's offense. What's the biggest challenge for this defense headed into that game?
They are a well-coached football team. That's the one thing that you see. They do a great job in the run game. We gotta do a great job up front. They're big, they're long, they're well-coached up front. The running back is a really good player. They got big tight ends. The quarterback, he's a threat in the run game. I talked about that before as far as adding an extra hat in the box. And then they keep you honest because they got, some really good receivers. The 2 brothers, I think they're twins, number 1 and number 10. Both of those guys are really good players. So we got our work cut out for us. So we got to have a great week of practice, a great week of preparation. By the end of the day, we're going to prepare like it's anybody else. You know, it could be the worst team in America. It could be the best team in America. It doesn't matter to us. We got to go out there and execute.
I asked Coach this earlier in the season, as far as your defensive unit goes, how close do you feel you guys are to playing the perfect game?
Well, you strive for perfection. You know, I don't think you will ever play a perfect game. I don't think that'll ever happen. But we do strive for perfection. You know, each week, each game, each play. You know, but I'm just proud of our kids. I just want those guys to go out there and compete and execute when it's time to, you know, make a play. So, you know, I don't think we'll ever be a perfect, you know, unit.
Was there anyone that surprised you during the Gardner-Webb game?
Oh, no doubt, no doubt. Coach talked about it before. You know, we call him Rondi, but Miles Weston did a phenomenal job getting those 2 picks. You know, being a freshman in that type of atmosphere, that type of game, going in there and stepping up big for us when we needed him to. You know, so that was huge. Other guys that I thought, you know, played well was Marquez Thomas. I think Marquez had about 9 tackles. He showed up in a lot of, you know, different you know, spots. I think he had a sack. You know, Ken Stanley, he kind of scared me at the end when he went down, but I thought he did a, you know, really good job. You know, Lance, he's always going to be around the ball. I think he had an interception, so I thought he had a good game. You know, up front, you know, the guy that's really turning it on up front is Arius Nash. All right, a lot of people don't know that kid's name right now, but they will. All right, he's a really, really good player for us. So I thought he showed up and made a couple plays, you know, in the game.
And through your winning streak, Coach, a guy that I thought's really turned on and switched is Solomon. I mean, he's in on every play. He's putting pressure on the quarterback. I mean, talk about his growth as a player, especially this year.
Yeah. You know, I think I said it before. I think Solomon is the best 5 technique in our conference. There's no doubt about it. All right. No shade to, you know, Jay Pearson. I know you won the Defensive Player of the Year, but you know, Solomon has been tremendous for us in the run game and in the pass game. And I think he's a 3-time All-Conference type player. So, you know, he's done a good job of always, you know, playing at a standard. And this year, I think he's playing lights out because he's dedicated his body, his mind, and his work ethic, you know, throughout the year, preparing for this opportunity. So I'm so happy for him, you know, that he's having this type of season, but also, you know, getting the chance to play on a national stage.
Gardner-Webb quarterback being as mobile as he was a game plan to try to keep him in the pocket as much as possible and prevent him from extending plays with his legs? And if so, how do you think your front seven kind of did with it?
Yeah. I thought we did a really good job. You know, you go into the game with, you know, keys to victory, and that was one of the keys to victory. You know, so just talking to the D-line about doing a great job of keeping their rush lanes, not letting him have, you know, easy access windows as far as getting through the pocket. I thought we did a really good job there. We made a huge emphasis on, you know, we call it trigger guys. You know, once he does get out the pocket, who's the guy that's going to pull him up. But I thought we did a really good job, and you really see it show up, you know, on 3rd downs, like when he starts to scramble. You know, I think we were 2 for 16 on 3rd down. So I thought we, you know, accomplished what we tried to accomplish, and I think that's one of the, you know, the keys to victory, and that's why we won the game.